WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning, Welcome to Community Voice. Thank you for tuning in, you hosers. This is Josh Engel. I am your host. Joining me in the studio today, the one and only Canada's sweetheart, Jacqueline Dost, and I love you, Colin, and Miss Martyna Griffin with Keep Carroll Beautiful. Well, Jacqueline is the executive director of Keep Carroll Beautiful.
I'm actually not the executive director. I am the board chairperson of Keep Carroll Beautiful. I am here to introduce Miss Martyna Griffin being unveiled live on the WLBB News Talk 1330. You guys are getting the scoop. Our new executive director.
Hello.
Do you have, on a personal level, do you have any idea how happy this makes me?
How happy does this make you?
So happy. I used to scream. I was like, why isn't Marty the executive director? She can vouch. I'm so excited. So if you haven't caught on, ladies and gentlemen, there was a huge announcement for Keep Carroll Beautiful to make, and through my slip up, we have now unveiled it.
It wasn't a slip-up. It was designed to be unveiled. You just beat me to my scoop. So that's okay. I'll forgive you.
This is radio, ladies and gentlemen. Martyna Griffin, formerly, what was your position at the Carrollton Greenbelt, with the Greenbelt?
The vice president for the Friends of Carrollton Greenbelt. So Greenbelt is a city park, and it's governed by the city. The Friends is the organization that is more of a advocacy group than having to do with anything, with maintenance or upkeep. So
a 501c3 nonprofit that looks over and takes stewardship of it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So how long did you work in that position?
I believe I started in August 2016. So it's been 3 years and a little bit.
Excellent. Well, Jacqueline, let's talk about how this happened, because you've been sort of taking care of the interim director.
You're giving me way too much credit. I have been board chair for over a year now, and we, as you mentioned, we've been going through a rebuilding phase, and we're very grateful to all of our supporters who have continued to support Keep Carroll Beautiful through our various transitions. And we were thrilled that in October of 2019, we were able to hire Kathy Robinson as our office manager. Many of you know her from the Mentoring Village. She was there for a number of years, and she's whipped the office into shape. And in December of this year, the board and I made a decision that we were ready to hire an executive director. And luckily for us, Martyna applied for the position. And after a thorough vetting process and many interviews, the board voted on Tuesday at our board meeting to extend an offer, and Marty will start in February.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
May I be one of the first? Well, one of the first non-board members to say congratulations. That is such huge news. And clearly, you're more than qualified for the position. What with your experience both working alongside Keep Carroll Beautiful all these years, but also with your work with the Greenbelt.
And, the work with the Greenbelt was maybe not mostly centered around Keep Carroll Beautiful, but we worked on 2 big projects together. One is the Adopt a Trail, that is an ongoing volunteer program for people to visit the trail and pick up trash. And we're heading into the 3rd Great Greenbelt Cleanup, which is a yearly spring cleaning event to pick up more trash on the Greenbelt.
And that's a huge community effort where not just our trail volunteers are invited, but the community is invited to participate. And I know Marty will put all that information up on our Facebook page, and you'll be able to email her at martyna@ keepcarrollbeautiful.org if you want to get a hold of her. And Martina is spelt Marty N-A. So she told me that yesterday. I'm like, okay, that's
It was
good.
a secret.
It is. I'm sorry, I was not allowed to say that on the radio. But, we have a hard enough time with people butchering Jacqueline. So we want to make sure that people spell Martina. But they can also email Kathy, which is very easy, Kathy with a C at keepcarrollbeautiful.org if they have questions.
That is fantastic. This is huge news, but yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see where you take the organization starting in February. That's amazing. So, Jacqueline, you'll remain as the board chair?
I will. But I'm
Excellent.
going back to my traveling, running ways. In fact, I leave this weekend for a week away. So now I can breathe again and relax and, spend some time in the Bahamas.
Your mission was accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
You were able
So-
to rebuild and find the right person.
And like I said, I'm the entire organization is thrilled to have Martina on board, and Martina and Kathy have worked together on some things before. We still have Ryan Fleming that helps us with our recycling, and I know they're going to make a great team. And Marty has some amazing ideas and lots of initiatives that she wants to move the organization forward with. So I can't wait to see all the things we're going to get to report on a couple of times over the year and talk about all of our accomplishments next year for 2020.
That's fantastic. Well, speaking of reporting, what else shall we talk about? Because I know that there's endless things to talk about in regards to Keep Carroll Beautiful. There's always 4 or 5 different initiatives happening. So take it away.
My one of my favorite events of the year, the party van one, the litter index is coming, and we have 2 dates. It's February 4th and February 5th. And we're looking for volunteers who will basically ride in the van and score certain roads in the county on how much trash is visible to them. So,
And it's not a litter pickup. It's 2 to 3 hour commitment. We train you, we feed you breakfast, and literally you are riding around in a van after being trained on how to do it, because there actually is an art to measuring roadside litter, and we'll do that over 2 days, and we'll cover 6 different routes around the county. But we love to have volunteers for that, so if you have a morning or 2 even to spare, we would love to have you, and you can register for that best way to do that is by emailing Kathy at keepcarrollbeautiful.org or info@keepcarrollbeautiful.org. Either one of those will get you the information. And as I said, there's training, there's breakfast. You don't have to worry about knowing anything as long as you can look out a van and not get car sick, because that's a thing. Because you do have to look out the window while you're driving down the road. But we don't drive down the road at 80 miles an hour.
That's true. Dramamine will not be provided.
No,
so
Dramamine will not be provided. We will drive very slowly. So.
That's wonderful, and yeah, it's not a difficult task. In fact, it's really fun. Like Marty said, the party van. You're with a group of like-minded individuals, and you get to ride through the very scenic parts of Carroll County and do your part to help contribute to bettering your community.
And we use those informations a number of different ways. First of all, that's one of the major reporting requirements for Keep America Beautiful, and Keep Carroll Beautiful is the local certified Keep America Beautiful affiliate. So not only do we use that information to report back to them, but we make notations of highly littered roads. So those are the roads that we either use for adopt a road possibilities, or when a group calls up and says, hey, we have a group of people, it's a Saturday morning, we want to just go out and do a one-time litter blitz, we can direct them to those roads. We're very grateful that obviously our adopt a road efforts and hopefully our education efforts have been working, because our litter index score has been going down ever so slightly the last few years. So that's always exciting news too.
Yeah, that is some easily quantifiable data that reinforces the work that y'all are doing, and that's wonderful. Well, hey, we're going to be right back with the board chair of Keep Carroll Beautiful, Jacqueline Dost, and the newly elected executive director, Martyna Griffin, right after a word from our sponsors.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our academic excellence shines through innovation and a personalized educational experience. Our pre-K3 through 12th grade environment offers a family-oriented atmosphere. We are an independent school with faith-based values and an Academy Honor Code. Our academic standards prepare our students for college and beyond. I'm Patrick Urian, headmaster, inviting you to join us for admissions open house Thursday, January 23rd at 9 a.m. Register today at oakmountain.us.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org. or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
And we're back.
Unbelievable.
If you're tuning in, I don't know if you can tell how much fun we're having. I'm pretty sure that was the Polish national anthem.
We can do the American too, because I am a newly kind of certified American citizen too. So
Yes, so
hello.
It's equally as
Yeah.
huge as you becoming the new executive director.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I lost my little eagle key. I got myself a key with the American eagle, but I lost it somewhere.
we'll get
so.
you another.
We are having too much fun this morning. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Thank you for tuning in to Community Voice. Joining me right now here live in the studio is the board chair of Keep Carroll Beautiful, Jacqueline Dost, and most people in West Georgia's dear friend, as well as the newly elected executive director, Martyna Griffin, for Keep Carroll Beautiful here. So, we just talked over the big announcement, which is Martyna being hired, and we have a few events coming up pretty soon here at the beginning of the year that are a pretty big deal. So, Martyna, take it away.
Yes, March 1st is the start day of the Great American Cleanup, and we're going to add on to that with the local event, the Great Greenbelt Cleanup, which will be March 21st. We just kind of mentioned that. And I'm excited, a little scared, because the first time we had that event, we had 100 volunteers for the event. The next year, we had 200, so this is year 3.
Are we shooting for 300,
I'm
Marty?
not sure.
Are you shooting for
Maybe.
300? Woo!
We'll have to find some more trash, which is not a problem, unfortunately. But after that, we will...
Well, hang on. Don't gloss over that. How do people get more information about it? Where do they register? What is expected?
If we have typically groups show up for the Great Greenbelt Cleanup. Our Adopted Trail volunteers will cover their sections unless they cannot be there, and then we can put another group on that spot. But the easiest way to stay in the loop would be to either mark yourself interested on Facebook, and I believe, did you share the event on the Keep Carroll Beautiful page?
Not yet.
It should be there today, but
we'll make sure
Friends
it's
of
there
Carrollton
today.
Greenbelt Facebook page has that event posted with the date, so we will post information on our social media, put it on the website, and you can email Kathy at keepcarrollbeautiful.org.
Is there still a newsletter that comes out every month?
There is. It's done. It's actually done currently by one of our volunteers from our board, and we don't have a drop date yet for the next one.
Yeah.
It'll come before that event, but it probably won't come before the litter index. So, but yes, if you're on our newsletter list, you will be happy to get you'll get information that way. And if you want to sign up for our newsletter, there's a place on the Keep Carroll Beautiful website to do that.
So visit keepcarrollbeautiful.org and enter your email address and sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah, I forget under what tab. It's probably like Get Involved or something like that. Isn't that awful that I don't know my website?
Well, I mean, it's an excellent website, so there's lots of ins and outs.
There is.
Excellent. Okay, so the Great American Cleanup and then the Greenbelt Cleanup. as you mentioned, folks sign up to take care of a section of the Greenbelt.
Right.
So it's very, people
We
get
also
involved.
have locations when the trail crosses next to roads like Columbia Drive is pretty bad, and there's roadway litter blowing onto the trail and little access driveway there. So we have sections that are worse or are close to a problem area. So we have big groups, and we had a few really good groups last year. We had I think Latinos United were my favorite.
I hope they
oh
come
my
back
gosh.
this year. I know.
need
We'll
to
have to
email
talk to
them.
Gila. I know.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
They were the best. They cleaned up that little access road behind the East Carrollton soccer fields, kind of leading towards the, it's not the bypass, it's
But it's a
Bankhead.
food depot. Yeah,
Yes.
the food depot. There's that one little stretch of road
Yeah.
that is always
And
Oh, the one
awful.
behind the fire station,
Yes.
Station 22.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They picked up every single piece of trash that was there, and I really didn't see that much trash showing back up. I think when people go out there and pick it up, other people are like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be throwing those cups out of the window anymore because
Yeah, the broken window theory.
Well,
it's clean, so they don't
is.
wanna-
It is, and almost the biggest issue there are the plastic bags
Yeah.
from Food Depot, and then they get caught on the wire
Yeah.
fence there. But
But we also had a group of people with Pokemon Go, a local group who. I don't think they did that on the cleanup day, but they reached out and saying, "Hey, that was awesome. Can we still do something connected to that and clean up a section?" So they sent me pictures with when you play the game, you can take them with the Pokemon and that was so cool. And they had a big barbecue at the grill. I'm like, are they going to grill out? I was like, no, this was trash we found off the trail too. So
Wow.
they picked up a bunch of big stuff too. So we have different groups. We have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, business organizations. I mean, everyone is coming out and trying to do something. So we will need some strong men who like to crawl in the mud too, because we have a few sections that it's a ravine with raspberry bushes, thorns, and it's muddy. So we need
well, hopefully it
a
won't be
lot of
muddy
people.
that day. Hopefully it'll be nice and warm. It was cold last year. I wasn't
Yeah.
there. I was somewhere. Oh, I was in Napa running a half marathon. That's where I was.
Well, I mean, and so if you do want to participate, just throw on your waders and some falconer's gloves and just wade through the thorns. So it is. We're going to be approaching springtime, and that what that means is the spring e-recycling event. So that's coming up. When is that happening?
That date is May 2nd.
Okay, now for folks that don't know, fill in listeners about what e-recycling, what that is.
So basically, this is an opportunity. We do this twice a year, every spring, every fall. This is a little bit later than we normally do it, but it's just been logistics of finding a convenient date where folks in the community, as long as you're in the Braddock listening area, you can bring your electronics. It'll be either at the Southwire corporate parking lot just off of Dixie Street, or Midway Church. They've agreed to do it again in Villa Rica, which is great because that way we have a location close to another part of the county, or you can come all the way back down into Carrollton to Southwire. And we do it from 9 to 1 on a Saturday morning. And literally, you load up all of your old electronics in the back of your car or truck or whatever. You drive over, you pull up to the location. Volunteers will take some very basic information, your zip code, how you heard about the event. You'll pull up to where another group of volunteers will be there ready to swarm all over your vehicle. You pop your trunk or unlock your back seat or whatever way you've loaded your stuff. Try to not put anything valuable in there that you don't want people to recycle. So we've had somebody try to recycle, or volunteers grabbed somebody's golf clubs out of the back of their car. That day, kind of keep your car empty or segregate the electronics carefully, and literally you're in and out in 5 minutes. It is a very quick process, but it makes a huge impact. People don't realize that even though electronics only take up about 2% of the volume in a landfill, the toxins that can be released from just throwing your electronics out account for about 70% of the toxins that are in the landfill. And of course, those will leach into our groundwater, and Carroll County is still relatively rural. We do a lot of farming and things like that. We want to keep our water and our ground as clean as possible, and here's your chance to do it.
And I tell you, that's one of my favorite parts about the e-recycling event that y'all do is that you work with that Atlanta Recycling Solutions.
Yeah.
And I love that they, if you have a computer with a hard drive or something on it, you don't got to worry about your identity being stolen, because Atlanta Recycle Solutions, they told me, they were saying that they emulsify the hard drive.
They just shred, it gets shredded. And the cool thing about the sustainability movement in general is that now computer manufacturers require a certain amount of recycled content in the manufacture of new devices. And so we're providing them with that feedstock. So it is very important. And let's face it, everybody's got an old TV or an old cell phone or something like that they need to recycle. So a lot of people just save it up and bring it May 2nd, Midway Church, Southwire corporate parking lot.
Yeah, and this will be an opportunity to clear out. We just had Christmas, so we all know that you got a brand new 4K TV. You got the 4K Blu-ray player and the new iPhone. Purge your house, clear it out. Marie Kondo it, and you'll feel a lot better. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Jacqueline and Martina. We're going to be talking about the KCB birthday party that's coming up soon, and a lot more right after a word from our sponsors.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our academic excellence shines through innovation and a personalized educational experience. Our pre-K 3 through 12th grade environment offers a family-oriented atmosphere. We are an independent school with faith-based values and an Academy Honor Code. Our academic standards prepare our students for college and beyond. I'm Patrick Duran, headmaster, inviting you to visit us on the mountain or at oakmountain.us. Come see how our warriors are creating legacies.
And that one was for me. I am your host, Josh Engel. And welcome back to Community Voice. Joining me in the studio today, the one and only Jacqueline Dost, the board chair of Keep Carroll Beautiful, and the newly elected executive director, Martyna Griffin, who they're here in the studio, and we're talking about all the good work that KCB has planned for 2020. So where we left off last, we were about to start talking about the birthday party that KCB has every year. So take it away.
So April 22nd is the date, and it's 4 to 8 p.m. It's the 15th birthday party for Keep Carroll Beautiful.
So we're really excited. Can you imagine 15 years? Wow, we're like a teenager now.
That's
It's
crazy,
pretty
yeah.
exciting. We can get our learner's permit.
Yeah, you're anxious to drive, and you're like trying to get your buddy to get you cigarettes. So yeah, that's always a great event, because where are y'all going to be having it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be at the Carrol EMC.
At their beautiful new auditorium, and we're very grateful to them for giving us that space. And this is an open to the public event. Come by, grab a piece of birthday cake, wish us happy birthday, meet Martina if you've never met her, and most of the rest of the board will be there as well. And so it's just a great opportunity to just swing by, learn some more about Keep Carroll Beautiful, learn about how you can get involved or your company can get involved, and wish us happy 15.
Yeah, it's a great networking event. In addition to celebrating the great work at KCB, you get to meet the board and learn more about what y'all do. Well, so I know that you guys are going to have some big events in the fall that folks can go ahead and start looking forward to.
Right. The first one is going to be the Green Run, the Keep Carroll Beautiful 5K, which is set for October 3rd. And we'll have some more details coming up on the website and social media too. And then
that always starts by the Target part of the Green Belt. We meet there and we go through to Laura's Park and turn around and loop back. And this will be our third year of having that 5K. And you don't have to run against me, so you have a chance of winning. And so we hope that people will come. It's a very family-friendly event. It's a relatively easy route on the Greenbelt, so even if you're not a seasoned runner, just pull out that Couch to 5K app now, get started, get your legs ready, and by October 3rd, you'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, you'll be like, shin splints? What are shin splints?
And, most of the 5Ks in town are at hubs. This one is at Target. It's a little bit different. If you're bored with running at hubs, this is going to be a little bit of a change. So,
for sure. Oh, well, what other kind of recycling events are you going to be having this year? Are you going to be doing any tire recycling, paint recycling?
We're waiting for grant money to be released from the state to see if we can do a tire recycling event. We're not planning it at this point, but if we do, we promise you'll get the scoop on that one too.
Now we're talking.
But October 10th, the weekend after our Green Run, will also be the fall e-recycling event. So if you're out of town on May 2nd or you're going to get some new electronics over the summer, don't worry, we got you covered in the fall as well.
Well, I mean, all of these recycling events that KCB puts together, they're pretty expensive, correct?
They are, and that is why we are very grateful to our sponsors that we get every year. And in fact, we're just putting the finishing touches on our 2020 sponsorship opportunity document. So if you are a business in town, we will be hitting you up, we promise. We have a great board that I'm blessed to work with, and we are grateful to all of our ongoing sponsors who have been with us for a number of years, but we'll also be looking for some new sponsors because we are very thrilled that for the most part, pretty much all of what we do, we're able to provide to the public for free. And we hope that even the general public, if you're listening to this and you've participated in one of our events in the past, you can go to our website and there is a PayPal button on there and you can make a donation, and every donation is gratefully accepted, no matter how big or small that it is. And if you are one of those families that contribute to causes on the regular, we hope that you'll keep Carroll Beautiful on that list and support us.
Make a donation that you know is going to be invested right back in your local community.
You're exactly right. And 100% of that does go right back into all of the programs that we put on. And I know Marty has some big plans and wants to do a lot more with education and have a bigger presence, in the schools. So if those priorities are important to you, please consider supporting our organization.
Excellent. Well, we have about 2 minutes left. Marty, I would like you as the new executive director to just sort of, let us know what your vision is in the coming years for KCB.
See, I was thinking about it. I knew I would have to do that, but I would like to continue what Keep Carroll Beautiful is doing. I think my role is supporting the board and what their ideas are, but I also think that we can do a little bit more with education. Education is something that will stop people from, maybe dumping their trash in the back of the pickup truck and not putting it in a bag or covering it so it can blow all around our beautiful county. So I think reaching kids, reaching people who may not know better is a great idea. So.
Wonderful. Well,
was it a 30-second pitch or was it done?
I mean, that was pretty good. No, that was great. Well, we have about a little under 2 minutes left. So, where can folks get this information? Where are you on social media? Where are you on online?
I think we'll work on our website for the next couple of months. We'll make sure that all the information about recycling centers, what can be recycled, where the city and the county may be a little bit different. So we want to make sure that the information is easy to reach, it's easy to understand and follow. So.
And we're also on Facebook and Instagram. From time to time, we do Insta stories, depending on who has what time. So look for us there. Every once in a while, we're on Twitter. Not as much as we probably should be, but we're working on that. And But I know that now that our staffing is stable and we're ready to go, you can expect a lot more push out on social media as well. And Marty and Brian have some great ideas for the website, so look for that, having a nice refresh and lots of information coming out that way. And social media is a great way to get a hold of us as well. If you don't want to call the office or send an email, you can always slide into our DMs or just send us a Facebook message.
This girl just slide into your DMs. And on that note, thank you guys for listening today to Community Voice, and thank you, Jacqueline and Marty, for joining me today in the studio.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks.